Cooking can be a daunting task. You want to do it right, especially if you're cooking for somebody. But you know, cooking doesn't always go to plan sometimes. It's not your fault. It's the food's fault, clearly. Food shouldn't have been designed that way. The pan shouldn't have been designed that way. So on and so forth. As the subject for today's episode, which is cooking. I've always wanted to start a cooking channel, or like a cooking segment on my own channel. Let me get y'all some more light, because this is bothering me. There is no more light. Oh, we can do the window. Gnat light. Alright, that's all I got. Don't ask me for anything else. So, I'm going to be teaching you guys how I cook my eggs. It'd be really sad if I mess these up right about now, but that's besides the point. What you're going to do first, you're going to get your most non-stick-ish skillet, because nobody likes sticking things. And you're going to put it on here. And add your butter. Some people add butter for flavor. I only use butter for non-stick purposes. I hate people that add butter for flavor, but that's like the entire population. So don't remember that. Forget about that. Delete it from your memory. Next, you want to get all of your ingredients, because the way I cook my eggs, I cook them really, really fast. So I'm also going to have to prepare everything kind of fast. You're going to get all of your seasonings. And there's different palettes that you can kind of shift the eggs towards. Mine, I always try to go for like a just like an all-around house flavor. And so the seasoning that helps me out with that is Cesaro's Total Seasoning. It says for grilling, but it doesn't really taste like hot dogs or anything crazy. Then we have Orton's House Seasoning. These two you can't really go wrong with. Now, I kind of shifted towards like an Italian style palette, which probably is completely wrong. Gordon Ramsay, don't sue me. Just stop watching this video, Gordon Ramsay, and come teach me. Anyway, we have dark chili powder, which is going to give it a little bit of spice and color. And then we have garlic salt. Normally I'd add things like rosemary and like other seasonings, but I don't have those right now and I don't feel like buying them. So we're gonna use what we get. I'm a big boy. I'm always hungry, so I like to eat like 6 eggs at a time. So we're gonna try to make this fast. I did not bring my tripod because I am a dummy, and so that means I'll be trying to do this all one-handed. You're gonna let your pan heat up first and foremost. You're gonna heat it up, turn that heat on. I always turn it up to max, even though most people don't suggest it. I do that because, well, frankly, if I'm hungry, who wants to wait? Who likes waiting? Not this guy. So let me prop you guys up. I'm gonna put you on top of the butter container, because butter's not really good for anything except for non-stick purposes. Who would add it for flavor? That's insane. And put you over here. So as you can see, the pan is heating up. I like to always do this. The pan hasn't heated up enough, but once the butter starts sliding around, you want it to have an even coating on the bottom. Clearly it's not there yet. So alright, so now it's cooking. The butter is melting, and I'm able to like slide it across the pan now, and we're getting sort of a coating on there. So before the butter completely evaporates, your next step here, I'll even show you what it looks like. This is what melted butter looks like for those who doesn't know. And like, this is how you want it to slide around. Careful not to slip it out. We've all been there before. Not me though. And then we're gonna set this here so that I can continue to cook like a chef. So now you're gonna turn down the heat so that it doesn't overcook. The reasoning for that is that the butter will evaporate out, and then the eggs will cook too fast, and you just won't have time to add the ingredients and make it as a collective thing. You want everything to kind of cook nicely together. Here's 1 and 2. Now I can move this out the way because I'm done with this carton. You don't always have to eat 6 eggs a day. I'm trying to maximize my protein intake so that I can get swole. And yeah, I just want to be big and strong. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna crack your eggs. The easy way to do it is you're gonna tap it once, check it. You're gonna see that crack. You're gonna rotate the egg a little bit. You're gonna tap it again, maybe 2 or 3 times depending on how good you cracked it the first time, and then you're gonna pull it apart, literally peeling it apart. Once you do that, the egg will, like the egg insides will drop into the pan, and there you will have your eggs. I like mine scrambled. The whole sunny side up thing, you just let it cook, and then you kind of try to let it cook through slowly. So there's different ways you can do eggs. You can do omelets, which I'll do a different video on. You can do sunny side up eggs, which is a more slow cook style thing. Omelets and scrambled eggs, you can cook them pretty quickly because you're flipping the eggs around and you're like moving them and stuff. And so there's not really any need or use to have slow cooking. Slow cooking is like sunny side up eggs where like you're cooking the same side and you don't want to burn it. Add a gracious amount of seasoning. You'll kind of learn to dial this in over time. Sometimes it'll be too salty, sometimes it won't be enough. But once you know the perfect amount, it's practically safe in nature. Add all that stuff. And then you're ready to scramble. So this is what it looks like with everything added in. Yum. Sit you back here. Now the way that I scramble it is I take my spatula or other dish. This is the part where I would turn up the heat as well so that I can cook as I move the eggs around. And you would literally just scramble them. The important part is to break the yolk and the other parts of the egg. Blend them all together so that it's like one consistent thing. You shouldn't be able to make out like any part of the egg. It should all just be egg, like collectively. If it starts sticking, that means you haven't added enough butter, which is something I'm usually guilty of, and so you should probably add more, so on and so forth. So here we are. The eggs are starting to cook. They're starting to solidify. As you can see, I let them sit a little too long, and now it's starting to get like harder on the bottom. If I flip it, you can see I'm kind of close to burning it, but not really. You can tell whenever it's brown that it's getting burnt. Just make sure that you keep moving it around, tossing it. I need more butter, so I'll be back with that. Kill the heat. So if you want to buy yourself more time, kill the heat. If you want to speed things up, you're tired of waiting, turn the heat back on. Whole new tub of butter. Oh, this is a good point to bring up a good rule of thumb. Never cross-contaminate. Don't take the spatula that you've been cooking raw eggs with and dip it into the butter. Raw eggs is bad for you or something. See, I don't know, I've never tried it out. Some people are like, if the eggs are not pasteurized or some random crap, whatever it's called, that it can be bad for you. I have never been daring enough to find out, because like apparently these eggs aren't the kind of eggs that like you can get salmonella from, or like whatever the egg poison word is. Apparently these aren't the eggs that do that. But just in case, I will be adding more butter with a butter knife, a separate knife that I haven't used on raw eggs. It's sticking quite a bit. It's sticking a whole lot, but it's okay. Try to keep your motivation. The butter kind of helps. The butter definitely helps. Whoa, hold on. Let me add more butter. I've also lowered down the heat to buy myself more time so that the cooked parts aren't burning. But I can come in here with the butter, which the pan is still hot enough to melt. Hold on. The pan's still hot enough to melt the butter, which means that I can move this around and start scraping the stuff up. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, so I will take y'all back. Clearly, I'm not even filming right, but like, yeah. As the butter dissolves into the pan, you can see that I'm starting to be able to lift this up. Cooking can be a daunting task. You want to do it right, especially if you're cooking for somebody. But, you know, cooking doesn't always go to plan sometimes. It's not your fault. It's the food's fault, clearly. Food shouldn't have been designed that way. The pan shouldn't have been designed that way. So on and so forth. Once your eggs are about 70 to 80% cooked, it's a good time to add in your cheese. We wait to add in the cheese. Focus. We add the cheese in toward the very end because cheese tends to also stick to the pan a whole lot. I'm adding more butter now because it's still sticking. But yeah, cheese I think takes away non-stick capabilities, or like, I don't know what it does, but I always add the cheese at the end. I've always seen people add the cheese at the end. It's just the thing that we do. Whatever, YOLO. This is why we make 6 of them, so I still have enough if half the egg sticks to the bottom of the pan. So yeah, like I said, we're toward the end. I'm gonna add my cheese. You can add this on the skillet or away from the skillet. Like, you can put the eggs on the plate and then add them to the skillet if you're afraid that the non-stick capabilities aren't sufficient enough to be able to get, you know, an enjoyable experience out of all this. I like cheese. To mix it in. It doesn't really matter much either way. But this is what I'm eating before I go to the gym. It's 6 eggs. I want to try to wait an hour. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to an hour just because I really, really want to go to the gym like soon. Feeling quite motivated and like lifting. That's why I'm kind of in a rush in messing up these eggs. But I digress. We're just about done. You'll know whenever you're done because not only will the eggs start turning brown, but looking here, it's all pretty much solid. Some people like runny eggs. I don't know what's wrong with them. But you want your eggs to be solid. Alrighty folks, and here's the finished aftermath. There are the eggs. There's the pan. I've done better, but I've also done way worse. You can see the butter is still doing its work over there. I like to get every bit of egg I can because I need as many calories as I can. Now there's been some people saying that I need to add more to my diet than just eating 6 eggs every day as a meal. Granted, I eat more than one meal a day, like they have other things in them, but apparently 6 eggs isn't enough for just one meal. And to those people, I just want to say, not everybody can be right all the time. I know that y'all like to be wrong. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know. But I digress. It's doing me just fine. Look at that. 6 eggs on a plate. Freaking low in fat, high in calories and deliciousness. You can't go wrong. Oh, before I let you guys go, another good point I wanted to make was the reason why I decided to make today's episode is because a lot of people don't realize the importance of like, you put good in, you get good out. This is a serious thing. Like, whenever I ate garbage, I felt like garbage. I never wanted to do anything. A lot of you guys might be like lacking motivation, saying like, hey, I can't do those things. I can't get up and run 4 miles. I cannot. So like, I can't go to work every single day. I can't work multiple jobs. I can't, sacrifice sleep for work or strive toward my goals because this, that, and third, excuse. The point of the matter is, and the principle of the fact is that you can, but you might be like facing certain chemical imbalances that make you feel weaker, that make you feel like you can't do things. Like your mind is going to be weaker because you're not putting any good like vitamins and nutrients and like proteins into your body, which your body uses to function both like mentally and physically. You're not putting those into there. And so whenever your body is like, whenever you're trying to tell your body, hey, let's get up and go, let's accomplish this goal, it's like, I ain't got it in me because you ain't put it in you. So like things like eggs, spinach, like just good stuff is going to be good for you. Make sure that you put some of that into your body as well. And they'll, like for me, I use it as motivation. Like, yo, I ate some eggs. I had a Smoothie King smoothie the other day. Like, I want those proteins to go to use. So that's why I'm going to hit the gym even harder. That's why I'm going to run so I can build that good muscle with the stuff I just put in my body. If I just had a Smoothie King smoothie or ate 6 eggs and sat on the couch, I would feel like it was wasted. It would be a waste. And so like, it's that much more important to me that like, it's a collective thing. Like, I'm eating good, so now I'm living good, I'm working out, I'm gonna be sleeping so I can recover better, so that my muscles are good, so that my mind is clear, so I can continue to do good things. Like, it's kind of a big collective image. I know it can get daunting, but like one step at a time. I used to just work out and not care about what I eat. I still don't care about what I eat. I used to just never drink water. I'd be like, Sprite is the color of water, I'm finna just drink Sprite. But now, like, I don't drink any soda, I only drink water. It was baby steps. I started like doing 1 cup of juice, 2 cups of water, started doing like a bottle of water every meal, like stuff like that, like baby steps until you get there. So many people, they get daunted, and I don't blame them. It is so very hard. But once you figure it out, like once you're there, I promise you'll be there. And just lock in, tap in, surround yourself with people like us, me and the other Jaden. We got your back. We got your back.